good time tonight. Don't worry, you don't have to stop eating just because I started talking. It's okay. It's all right. Eat and listen and take notes. We have a couple of special guests here tonight. I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is Eric Bailey. I currently work for the person who put this event together, Corey Griffin. Yeah. What we're gonna do? Yeah, y'all make some noise for Corey Griffin. We are both natives of Savannah. What we're gonna do before we start the show is we're gonna go walk around with the mic here. We're gonna introduce everybody. This is networking. This is what we do. Along with telling us your name and where you're from, tell us what kind of value are you looking to gain from coming here tonight, and what kind of value do you think you can add to other people here? Pretty simple. We're gonna skip Curtis since he is the actual keynote for tonight. We're gonna start here.
Let's give him a go, bro.
Hello. My name is Kurt Tavius. I'm currently just started my wholesaling company. So if you're a cash buyer, I can send you leads or houses for sale. I also have my own clothing brand, Hustle Smart Clothing. So it's persuasively and aggressively with quick witty, intelligent, achieve success. So as long as you hustle, put in the work, and you smart, know the right people, and have the right information, you can succeed. And I also have my own vending machine business. I started 2 months ago. So if you have multi-units or apartment complexes, I can provide you with vending machines.
All right.
Y'all make some noise for Curtavius.
How's it going? My name is Carl. I'm from Daytona Beach, Florida. I just moved here 6 or 7
A little bit
months
closer
ago.
to your mouth. There you go.
Yeah, I just moved here 6 or 7 months ago. Started working at Gulfstream. I'm just looking to get into buy and hold business. I guess I'm still figuring out what I could add value for other people, but I'm here.
Y'all make some noise.
Wayne Bowen. I live here in Rankin, almost Springfield. Haven't had my first property yet, so I'm still looking. Just trying to learn network. Pretty much all I got right now.
Woo!
Yeah.
Well, this will be easy for me. I'm Josh Walker. I'm a real estate attorney. I've been practicing about 20 years, so I'm happy to help anybody, with anything you might need. And I'm glad to be able to come here tonight and enjoy the evening with y'all. And again, Josh Walker, be happy to help you. Thank you.
Y'all make some noise for real estate attorneys.
I'm David Demchek. I'm a buy and hold investor and an agent here, actually. I always forget to say that. From DC, been back and forth, been here in Charleston for about 5-6 years now. Looking for deals, definitely willing to give advice on anything I've been through in the probably 8 years I've been buying holds.
Make some noise.
Hi, I'm Aisha, and me and my husband, we are beginners in real estate investing. We have 2 properties now, and our main goal is to buy and hold, but I'm looking into all avenues from wholesaling and joint venturing and mobile home investing is one of the things I'm looking into now. So just looking to network, and yeah. That's it. That's me.
Step over here. Hi everyone, I'm Lee Winters with Home Investors, better known as the We Buy Ugly Houses people. Sorry for all the billboards.
Get a lot of your mailers.
I'm sorry for that also. Not really. So mostly here looking to connect with people that are looking for buy and holds and flip properties. So we're getting a lot of deal volume right now. So if there's folks that want properties that are great rehabs way below market value or buy and hold rentals, let us know. Please contact me, shake my hand, get a card, and we'll get you on the list of properties that we shoot out once a week. Thanks.
All right.
Hey, my name is Jerry Carnell. I'm from Tennessee. I do most of my investing in Tennessee, so if any of you guys want to tap into that market, I got some great agents and contractors up there. Just trying to figure out, you know, the market down here in Savannah.
All right.
I'm Lee Shope, different Lee. I'm fairly new to investing. We started about a year ago after meeting just like this. Listened to Curtis speak at one of his properties he had last year. We were kind of on the verge and talking about it. Couldn't decide if we wanted to invest, if we were going to take a step or not. Got a little inspiration and bought a house within a couple weeks after that. So thanks, Curtis.
Sweet.
Oh
yeah.
Did well on it. Have done 4 or 5 properties since then. Nothing big, but it's just me and my husband. We have full-time jobs during the week, so we're proud of it. We've got 2 rental properties. We flipped a couple. We've got one that we finished this weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm here to network, meet other people, meet wholesalers, finance people, agents, get some more inspiration so we can keep going this year.
My name is Josh Mosler, Mosler Perkins Group. We're here just to find buyers. We wholesale here in the area. Kind of the value that we bring is we both have, me and Matt, my partner, we both have construction experience and strong construction backgrounds. So we're really good at valuing what it takes to bring a house to market, and we really try to stick to that 70% rule.
Yeah.
We'll get out where y'all can see me. Hey, I'm Pat. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I came down here when I was stationed in the Army in 2014. What's up, Sarge? I'm here. I invest in real estate. I started investing when I was still on active duty on a couple rentals. That's my thing. Looking to get into flips. I'm also an agent. The value I think that I can bring is I love Excel spreadsheets, models. I love running numbers and all that. Like, I love it. I literally enjoy it. So that's kind of my niche right there. So nice to meet y'all.
So y'all, I'm Matt, part of Mosler Perkins Group. Work with Pat as well. Just came here to network, and we've got some deals to offer. To do a little wholesaling about our first rental. And yeah.
Woo!
How's everybody doing? I'm Javon Smart. I'm originally from Connecticut. I'm a real estate investor, but looking to wholesale and fix and flip. So I never made my first deal, so if anybody have any needs that they can help me with, I'm here to network. I'm also an Uber driver full time, so y'all see me, greet me. Another thing I started another business. It's called Strive and Drive. It's where I rent out cars to anybody that doesn't have a car to take the driver's test with. I rent my car out, so if you know anybody that's looking to do that, I do that on the side as well. But for the most part, I'm looking to make deals and become a better investor. Eventually, I can use all strategies in investing, and we can help each other out.
My name is Joy. I currently work with Corey at Savannah Home Solutions and Kathy, and basically, I'm trying to learn everything, to be honest. So I'm very new to it. I came from the car business, so it's still sales, but it's a whole lot that I'm learning, and I'm very grateful to be learning. The stuff that I learned has taught me a lot already in these last couple months. So just glad to meet everybody here, and I feel very good energy, so I love it.
Hey y'all, thanks for coming. I'm Kathy. I'm Corey's mom, and we're in business together for Savannah Home Solutions. We wholesale and we do flips. So we're always looking for people that are also wholesaling who send us business too. So we do, and we have properties that we have, to sell to other people. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Pamela Donlan. I'm with RPG Restorations, and we have got 2 houses now on the market. We just finished up with a major rehab. That was a long one, but yeah. And so those 2 are on the market. Plus, we've got a mobile home that we're trying to sell as well. So we are looking to how we can make it better for everybody else. We're willing to help, we're willing to work with anybody, and if anything that we do know of helps, then we're grateful for that. All right?
Yeah, what she said. My name is Robert Allen. I'm also a RPD Restorations. Yes, we did just finish a huge fire damaged house, 3,000 square feet, for 6 months. Somebody please. We do have the mobile home that we're wholesaling. It's on a half-acre by itself, no lot fees. Ask us if you're interested in mobile homes. We're looking for people that really want a joint venture. We found the hardest thing to get going was finding someone that had experience. So we have some experience. We're willing to share. If you want to do a joint venture, talk with me. We might be the one to do that. We will be.
Nice. Is that everybody? We get everybody? Oh, Corey, I'm sorry.
Hey, everybody.
Yes, sir.
My name is Corey Griffin. I appreciate everybody for coming here tonight. And I know we haven't had them. They've been these RIAs have been a drought, so there hasn't been a lot going on. So I want to commit to consistently. I want to stand in front of y'all and consistently have these, whether it's once a month. I know last time I was like once a quarter. Everyone was like, nah. Then I waited a quarter. So, but I'm committed to doing them once a month. So right now for this quarter, we're gonna have them here until we kind of outgrow this space. So, but I just wanted to also say I appreciate Eric for coming last minute and hosting this. Eric actually hosts different events around Savannah. He's a poet, but he is a basketball player. He works with me. And I also want to thank Josh. Josh, thanks for coming out. Josh has done many transactions with us, and probably will do many more transactions with us. So definitely, if you have questions, go talk to him, like surround him. No, I'm kidding. but he's a wealth of knowledge. He's helped us with a ton. So, and I also just want to thank Slides for letting us have this space. It's not always the easiest to get a space, you know, that is comfortable and all that, where you can play games and kind of kick it. So I just want to say I appreciate everybody for coming out. I also, how many of y'all heard of Monica? So Monica's my other half. She's in San Francisco for a little bit, and I just wanted to say that all the deals that you guys see, if you go to our website, investshs.com, you'll see a bunch of deals there. They go quick, so definitely contact her, reach out to her, reach out to me if you have my number, and reach out to her if you do have deals that you want her to look at, because we can dispo them and kind of help with that process as well. So if it makes sense, we'll let you know. If it doesn't, we won't. So thank you all for being here. Appreciate it.
Y'all make some noise for Corey. Yeah. Also give a round of applause for Sliders. That's kind of a tongue twister. To piggyback off of something Corey said, one thing I've learned is that you are never too old to learn, and you're never too young to teach. I see kind of an eclectic group of people here, of all ages. So no question is a stupid question at the end when we're done with the presentation. If you have questions, obviously we're gonna network. Do not be afraid to ask a question to someone, no matter what their age is. If you feel like you can learn something, feel free to ask. We're gonna move along. So thank you for the slight presentation of me, Corey. My name is Eric Bailey. I actually met Corey about 3 years ago. Was it about 3 years ago? About two and a half years ago. I worked for Savannah Home Solutions and Corey and Kathy since we first met, really. And started off doing things as simple as signs, cold calling. Eventually kind of worked my way into doing acquisitions. Left for school, and Corey was always really adamant about giving me opportunities to learn and to make money. And so I just actually personally want to thank you, sir, for that opportunity to learn and to be mentored. That really means a lot to me. There's not a lot of people in this world that will be willing to mentor and to give time to another person and to continue to do that even when that person leaves the city. So that meant a lot to me. I want y'all to make some noise again for Corey Griffin for that. We are going to move along to our keynote for the night. He is a U.S. Army veteran. He owns half of Savannah. I'm just kidding. He owns about 20 properties in passive income. Big part of the reason why I decided to grow this beard out. Motivated by him? No, I'm just kidding. But
Test.
my mic went out, so we're gonna figure that out later. Yeah, it's because we have two. I guess we're being greedy. A little quick story about Curtis. When I first met Curtis, it was a couple of years ago. It was a couple of years ago. Curtis was showing Corey and I a property that Corey had just closed on. And my first impression of the guy was that he was extremely smart because he knew everything about anything that could possibly go wrong in a property. He got on his hands and knees and looked in every crevice of the house, and like I said, was extremely knowledgeable of all the things that go into looking at a deal, analyzing it, looking at scope of work, and the things that, like I said, could go wrong when you buy a deal and when you try to rehab it. So you're about to learn at the foot of a master tonight. So I want y'all to make some noise for Curtis Bellenot. I'm sorry. Curtis Bellenot. It's Bell Home, so I thought it was Curtis Bell. Y'all make some noise for Curtis Bellenot. We'll try that one more time.
You need to stand?
Oh, no.
Just so you don't have, you can use your arms. And then you don't have to worry.
Thank you. How's it going? Awesome. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Thank you so much for the opportunity to come up here and talk about rental properties. You guys are all here for one reason, and that's obviously make money. Thank you so much, Lee, for that awesome little pep talk right there, motivation. So at least a little bit of these things are making people money. So cool. I think Eric already covered it. I originally from Los Angeles. I got here in 2014. Was still full-time in the Army and was kind of on the fence of what exactly I wanted to do with my life. Started flipping houses really strategically here and made my Army salary in the last 18 months of my career and turned it into a full-time business. That full-time business has never really been on the wholesaling side. We've done like 1 or 2 wholesales, but it's always been about flipping houses to gain capital to then buy rental properties and then do whatever the hell I want. That is the goal. Passive income, total financial freedom. That's always been my thing, and I'm using rental properties as my vehicle of choice for that right now. Later on, there will be other cool stuff, and I will hopefully be able to teach you about some other cool stuff later on. But as of right now, let's knock out some rental properties. This is the first time I've done the slideshow. It was a quick last-minute thing, and somebody else messed up on great bookkeeping. So I don't know who owns their own business here. 1099s are due on Friday, so make sure you guys get all those out. I've been spending the last 2 days playing around with that stuff. So let's see how this one goes. All right, credentials, aka why you should listen to me. I've got 20 plus units in the Savannah area as rentals. That's not counting my flips and rehabs right now. We've got about 13 flips going on currently. We got 12 more rental units coming online by 5/1/2020. Fingers crossed, all right? Everyone who's in the construction business knows that sometimes things go wrong and sometimes things go slow. Oh, and caveat, I do talk fast. If you guys have a question or need me to repeat something, I'll be more than happy to. Just let me know, put your hand up, and we'll go backwards from there. I'm a Fortune Builders student, so if you guys don't know what Fortune Builders is, look it up. Than Merrill, A&E. It cost a bunch of money, but it was excellent. That being said, you can get all the same information in Gary Keller's Millionaire Real Estate Investor. It's the same thing for $18, less rah stuff, but you get what you pay for. Single family home expert in Savannah area. I put that there because Corey told me to put it in there. Owns a property management company. So I got really tired of property managers in the Savannah area, and I thought I could do it better myself. I can do it better myself. I don't like doing it better myself. So if you guys have an awesome property management company that I need to recommend or that you would recommend, definitely let me know. So we started that last year, and yeah, I went from 4 companies to like 6 in the span of like 3 months. It was stupid. Don't do that. Owns a construction business. I had a really great contractor, absolutely excellent. He was supposed to actually come here tonight. He didn't, thankfully. So we parted ways, but I've got a lot of respect for the guy. He taught me so much about the business. He taught me a lot of different things. And we parted ways in August of last year. I interviewed a lot of general contractors who I thought could help me out. I thought they were all scammy bastards. So I started my own construction company because I thought I could do it better myself. And we just got this one on 12/30/2019. I got a new commercial space. So eventually, maybe we'll have some meetups in there. 3,000 square feet. It's got no power. It's got no electricity. It's a real piece of work. Anyways, subject tonight. Big Sarge in the back. You'll notice this is Army Learning 101. Quick primer on investing. The reason why we are investing in rental properties is because they are great investments. That being said, if your investments aren't hitting a few certain goals, you should not be getting into these rentals or whatever deal you want to, okay? So we're just gonna do a quick primer on that. Okay, what are rentals? What they can do for you? Why you should invest in them? Some quick numbers and formulas and pitfalls. This is a small class. We're gonna cover a lot of different things in there. If you guys, for the Excel wizards, some other people who are really big into owning a bunch of, like you, sir, we've met before. You probably own a lot more rentals, and there's a lot of people who are really big into getting in the nitty-gritty of stuff. A lot of times, my lack of details pisses people off who are really detail-oriented, my bookkeeper, and some other people. But my big thing is, if you can make sure that the numbers work so well that you don't care about a couple $100 here or there, that means it's a good deal, because you have room to make mistakes. And that's kind of where I like to do, is I just like to go right through the brick wall. We'll make mistakes, we'll fix them later. Make sure you can get into a good deal. All right, objective, to get excited about building wealth through rentals. Yeah! Get acquainted with common rental math and terms. When you go hit up these very sophisticated realtors, brokers, especially when you get to the commercial space, when you're getting multifamily, big apartment deals, and you start saying the cap percentage, they're gonna look at you like an idiot. When you say, I keep seeing this word, NOI, and I'd be like, what? And net operating income. These are terms that are gonna basically eliminate you from being understood as somebody who's real and has money. And can follow through. So there is a little bit of vocabulary, it's nothing crazy, but just be aware that people make quick, fast step judgments about you based on the way you dress, on the way you talk, and the way you pronounce words. So it is what it is, it's a fact of life. We'll see some examples. I really want you guys to start determining your goals for your rental properties. There's a lot of different ways to do this, and just think about it. And then leave here smarter than when you came in. You guys are obviously taking time out of your evenings. There's definitely a bunch of Netflix that you guys can be binge watching, or other things you could be doing as opposed to listening to me talk. So thank you so much. Let's go. All right, investing 101. Returns, if it ain't above grade, it ain't great. The S&P 500 returns 8% over history. So let's see, who's the oldest person in this room? Maybe 60, 65 tops? Okay, you guys still probably have 20 plus years of life left, if not longer. Any of your stock market investments will continue to go up and down. Anybody who's younger than 50 right now, just continue to push money into the stock market. It's gonna go up. You're betting on the American people are gonna have babies, spend money, and continue to do cool stuff like go to Mars with Elon Musk. All right, it's gonna happen. Put your money right here. The S&P 500 investment index fund. It follows the market, 0.01% or 16% management fees, and you can sell immediately at the click of a button. It's liquid. Your real estate transaction that's sitting on the market for 30 days, 40 days, it's not liquid. Okay. So you need to make 8%. If your things aren't making 8%, no good. Cash flow. Maybe it's not making 8%, but maybe you need a little bit of money out of it. Awesome. Cash is king. Doesn't matter about debt if the asset itself covers it. Leverage. That's going to be debt, mortgages, promissory notes, etc., etc. Leverage. Everyone knows, was it Archimedes who said, give me a lever long enough and I can move the world? Basically, if you're going to take you're $10 or $100 and you put it on a bet, you add some leverage to it, you can really, increase your returns greatly. So we do have a couple veterans here in active duty, so you can leverage your military service for your VA loan, and you can get buy an asset for literally 107+% LTV ratio, which is insane. So LTV ratio, loan to value. So if you have a property that you want to buy for $100,000, you want to throw those closing costs right into the loan itself. So now you have a loan for $107,000 on a $100,000 property, and hopefully it cash flows. You got an asset for free, and somebody else is paying for it. That's insane. That's leverage. Nobody's gonna go tell you and give you money, that much money. And I think in Chatham County, well, there used to be limits. Now they took those off. It used to be $438,000 for a VA loan. So you could get a loan on a triplex or quadplex for $438,000, making less than $100,000 a year. That's insane. You go to the car dealership, they're gonna want 10% down, 5% down, all that sort of stuff. So leverage is your friend if it's a good deal. Next. Slide. There we go. All right. Sorry. Check my stuff. All right. Rentals, awesome wealth builders. They are not get rich quick schemes. That's what flips are for. That's what wholesales are for. They're there to build equity. Does everybody know what equity is? Yes? Not? Yes. Okay, awesome. Cool. Generate excess cash. This is also an important one. As I talked about earlier, when we go about finding out what your goals are, these are the important things. Generate excess cash. Have someone else pay off a mortgage for you. Think of it like a savings account that you aren't paying for. Single family, we got 2 to 4 unit rentals, and this 2 to 4 multifamily space is really cool because you can leverage a lot of stuff with it. FHA, VA, conventional loans, they really like them, and it seems like it's a real sweet spot for certain investors that aren't, accredited yet, but have a couple different properties underneath their belt, have a little bit of experience. They're really, really cool. 5+ units are commercial, with slight exceptions. Big multifamily, we're talking, big, apartment complexes and stuff like that. And then also, the cool thing about rentals is you can do a lot of creative financing, seller financing, wrapping mortgages. That's a couple. What we do is we do hard money, and then we also do second position loans through a private money lender. So a lot of my stuff literally I don't have any cash in it, but I get all the equity and all the returns. Fun stuff. Next. What do you want? What is your why? This is hyper important, okay? We've got some people who are full-time entrepreneurs. We've got some people who are full-time workers. A mix of, where one partner has a full-time job, one doesn't. Some people really enjoy what they do. Their job makes an impact, makes them happy, but, it just doesn't quite pay enough. So, maybe you don't want to be a full-time employee, entrepreneur, and you want to just increase your income by, $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 a year. Cool, too easy. Rentals can do that. So that's what I did in the Army. Is I just had a couple small properties, and it was just a couple $100 a month. But it was, hey, $500 here, and then the next one was like an extra $300, and pretty soon, every single time I got a property, it just felt like a promotion. And, then it just got harder and harder to stay in the Army. So, tax deductions as a W-2 employee. The W-2 employee is the economic engine, I guess you could say, of America. That being said, they get the short end of the stick. If you're at the real bottom, as a tenant, you don't pay rent. It's Section 8. If you're at the top, you're not paying a lot of those taxes. So somebody has to pay all those entitlements that people are promising. So you as a W-2 employee get taxed like insane amounts. So what rental properties can lower your guys' tax, your adjusted gross income, and your tax burden, which is excellent. And so you're gonna lower your taxes that you're paying to the man, and you're gonna get cash money in your pocket. Fantastic. Reduce housing costs for aging parents. By a show of hands, does anybody have older parents in the room that you're kind of worried about what their situation is, whether financially or health-wise? I do. And so there's certain things where, it's like, okay, cool. Can I buy a duplex, side-by-side duplex, throw my parents in one, and then throw somebody else in the other one, and work from there? It's going to be a tax write-off for me, an investment for me, and make sure that my parents are taken care of in some place that's not upstairs, downstairs sort of situation. Something to think about. Massively increase your net worth in a short, about 12 months time span. We're talking big deals. 2018, I put 98 houses under contract for $6 million. I was gonna have zero money in the game, and unfortunately the deal fell through. Or I would say, very fortunately. But those things can happen. That being said, it sucked 3 months out of my life and gave me about 3 more wrinkles and about a half inch less hair. So those, they are there, and you can do some really cool stuff. But that's next level. We're not gonna talk about that tonight. But there is information out there. Have an awesome beach house that pays for itself so you can build memories with your family. This is dope. Airbnbs, VRBOs, all those other things. At the end of the slide, at the end of this presentation, there's a great picture of me, and I was staying at one of my investors' mountain houses, snowboarding for free because I made him $58,000 that year. He was super happy to have me stay at his place. So, heck yeah, rentals are dope. Pitfalls number 1. First things first. Poor acquisition price. Pitfall number 2. Poor acquisition price. Can anybody guess number 3? Poor acquisition price. This is a numbers game. Take your emotions out of it and put it into offers. Look at deals. Give people a price that works for you. You can't save a deal with the best property management, the best, new granite countertops, the awesomest renovation, the cheapest money. If it's a bad deal, it's a bad deal. Just buy cheap. The cheaper you buy it, for what it is relative to value, the cheaper you get it at, the more of room that you'll be able to maneuver with, all right? Next. Okay, quick terms. Net operating income. So some of these people over here who are very, very good at numbers, correct me if I'm wrong after this. For our thing right now, basically it's gonna be your gross income minus vacancy equals effective rental income plus other income, whether it's going to be coffee machines or vending machines, anything like that. Minus operating expenses is going to be your net operating income. That's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Before debt service, this does not include mortgages. This does not include anything else like that. Next. So cap rate, this is the big one. And so it's not the CAP rate. So cap rate stands for capitalization rate. Capitalization is basically, it's a good quick way. If I give you $1 and you give me $1.10 back, that's a 10% capitalization rate. It's a great way to basically compare anything investments from one side to another. It's an oranges to oranges comparison. So if I have a business, it's like Sliders, and every $1 I put in, I get $1.25 back out. 25% back, awesome, great, perfect. A lot of these things though, so cap rate. The higher the cap, the higher the risk. So Flint, Michigan, which is full of leaded water, probably is trading at a 18 or 20 cap, if not higher. Oil fields. So you go to South Dakota, other places like that, you may be able to buy something real cheap and rent it for a lot of money, but those oil prices might go down, and then your tenants just leave. You may be buying in Kyler Brownsville. There's a lot of shootings over there, not a lot of great stuff. It's tough. West Side Savannah, although you guys are selling a bunch of stuff in West Side Savannah, where it's a lot of risk. There's a lot of, where there's risk, there's reward. That being said, lower a cap, it's gonna be lower the risk. So where I'm from, Los Angeles, a lot of the properties you can't buy, and they will not cash flow at all. My buddy bought a 1.1 million duplex. His mortgage on that thing was like $4,500 or $5,000 a month, and each side rented for $2,000. So he lost money every single month. That being said, in a year he sold it for 1.3. You lose money for a year, so $1,000 a month, and then sells it for $300,000 more. If you got the money to burn it. So cash flow and appreciation are usually negatively correlated. So go back to that. So Higher cap rates, basically, the more money you put, or if you put in money, you're gonna get more back. Lower cap rate, lower risk, but you're not gonna get as much money back. So cash flow and appreciation. So cash flow, appreciation. A cash flow, appreciation. Not many markets in America where you can get good cash flow and also get good appreciation. Thankfully, we live in one. Savannah, Georgia. Yes, up and coming, baby. Up and coming. Next. It's cap rate. Pretty easy formula. NOI, that's going to be net operating income divided by purchase price times 100. So basically, if we have a cheap place that's ready for $750, expenses and vacancy, you're looking at $1,000 a year. So our entire purchase price is going to be $50,000 for our hypothetical house. So $9,000, that's going to be your annual income minus your expenses. We get $8,000. We go $8,000 divided by purchase price gives us 0.16. Everyone get their calculators out? No? That's okay. I don't like math either. Take 0.16 times 100. You're going to get a 16% cap rate. That ain't bad, actually. Cap rate, NOI, purchase price. Everyone, does that make sense? Pretty easy formula? Awesome. We're going to go even easier. I was in the Army. Next one. I don't like school. Gross rent multiplier. I call it the gross cap rate. I forgot the term. Anyways, had to look that one up. Basically, gross rents divided by purchase price. It's simpler and easier. It's super fast. It works great for the mathematically challenged, aka me. Wonderful. Same math as above. Same house. $750 rent, $9,000 annual, $55,000 purchase price. I had 55 or 50.
The last one's 50.
Oh, damn it.
But you divided
Yeah,
right.
there we go. And then we get 18%. So I've got 16% if you do a little bit longer, and you have to get. And the thing is, with the net operating income, so while you're doing your due diligence and you're talking to these people and you're talking to sellers, you're talking to the real estate agents, and you're saying, hey, look, how often was this building vacant last year? How much is the electrical bill? How much is the taxes? What's the water bill? Are the utilities separate? Are the tenants getting paid for it? You have to do all this extra due diligence when I can do way less due diligence and I can get within 2% on that one. I'm cool with that. And obviously, you math people, 16% is not within 2%. That's just numerically 2%. But whatever. Anyways, long story short, you can basically use a quicker, faster formula. Hey, look, I think in this area, these places rent for $1,000 per 2-bedroom. 1,000 times 12, that's gonna be 12,000 divided by the purchase price. Boom, I have a number. Is this a deal that I need to spend more time on analyzing, or can I shove it away and go call Corey and be like, Corey, give me the next deal. I need something else. Or I call Kurt, hey Kurt, what's going on? I've looked at 4 deals today in 15 minutes and they're garbage. What do you have for me? So if you're gonna be a full-time investor, your biggest challenge is deal flow and quickly getting rid of bad things off your desk, because you're gonna have a lot of people always telling you, hey, I've got this great deal and blah, 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 and it's not. And you need to be able to say, hey, look, here's this, this, and this. And then you can teach them really simple math, and you say, hey, wholesaler, this is what I'm looking for. Rents at this much, purchase price at this much, 18% gross cap rate. Usually in the city of Savannah, that turns into about a 15% cap rate. Boom, done. Give me the money, let's go buy this thing. Does that make sense, everybody?
It does.
Okay. Getting all hot heavy over here. Real estate pumps me up. All right. Even easier, 1% rule. This is for the W-2 people over here. You don't have time. You got a 40-hour work week. You've got kids. You've got shows to watch. You've got other things going on. It's an important thing. All right. Rent equals 1% of purchase price. If the purchase price is $100,000, the rent should be $1,000 or greater. Very simple. Purchase price of $200,000. Rent should be $2,000 or more. It turns into about like a 12% cap rate. Yes, excellent. If you find these deals and they're in like a normal, nice part of town, buy it. Don't even think twice, just buy it. You're not gonna make $1 million. You're gonna make $100 or $200 per door per month. That's fine. Everything else will be covered. You're good. You're gonna have somebody else pay off your mortgage. If you get a 30-year fixed loan at 5 or 6%, you're gonna be set. No problem. Basically bulletproof. So if you remember one thing, remember the 1% rule. All right. Oh man, it messed up. Sorry, first time we're even using this presentation. Pitfalls. Once again, poor acquisition price. In other words, we've got basis, what you bought it for, level, it's a stock market term, and then also dumb New Yorker with too much money. Understand that there are people who invest in real estate to purposely lose money. You will not be able to compete with them. That's okay. If it doesn't quite make sense for you, don't buy it. As I was telling Corey earlier, a person I work with and wannabe business partner, he is working for a corporation right now that all they do is historical renovations to get tax credits for Michael Dell's hedge fund, so it doesn't have to spend so much money in taxes. Michael Dell of Dell Computers. I can't compete with him. He's got so much money, it's not a big deal. So just understand that sometimes when you analyze a deal and it doesn't make sense to you, and somebody's paying $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 more, it's an incredible thing. You're like, what's going on? What am I missing? You're missing the fact that they're fine losing money and they're using it to do other things with their own financial situation. Same thing with, I don't know if you guys have been to California or Miami or New York lately. A bunch of the Chinese are buying a bunch of stuff out there. If you go down to Miami, it's a bunch of rich Venezuelans. So if you own a bunch of things in a foreign currency that is not the dollar, and a dictator says, no, actually, all those numbers that you see on the screen, that's mine. That's it, you're done. But now if it's an American asset over here, it's safe. American real estate is very, very safe for foreign people. So even if it doesn't make any money, even if it loses money, it's still a good deal for them. It's not a good deal for us. We're investors. All right. Next. Oh yeah, dumb New Yorker. Man, I've seen so much coming down to Savannah. It's ridiculous. There's a property on Wayne Street and MLK right underneath the overpass, and I lost out to this New Yorker stockbroker. Fast talker, real smart, got too much money, and he bought it in 2017, and there's still no construction going on. 2.5 years holding costs. Oof. That's all right. He's gonna sit down for another 3 years, and he's gonna sell it for like 4 times what he paid for it. Called speculation. I don't speculate yet. All right. Pitfalls number 2. Once again, repairs are more than expected, but been there, done that. Probably a lot of you guys have as well. Contractors flake out. Apparently I'm a contractor. I will flake out. Rents aren't what we're projected. This could be very seasonal in Savannah. SCAD, we've noticed this. I will lose $200 to $300 a month depending on the time that I put the rental on market for my SCAD rentals. So just FYI. That being said, I used to just pack them in there, and then usually they leave for the summer, and then my properties get on that summer cycle. Georgetown, Hinesville, military PCS schedule, Novembers and summers. Understand, these are real things. So if you're gonna be PCSing and purchasing a property every single time you PCS, every 2 to 3 years, live in it, do a little bit of upgrades, leave, rent it out, understand that is a real cycle. Fort Hood sees this, obviously Hinesville, Bragg, those big areas. What's that? Richmond Hill? Yeah, exactly. So just know your market. Research, understand what's going on. Property managers, terrible. Self-management. Do you have good vendors? Do you have good boots on the ground? Maybe you're investing with family or friends or something like that, or do you trust this person? Do you have somebody else that can go down there and check and see what's going on with that property, or if the work's getting done, if it's real? I mean, photos, you can make a lot. You can do a lot with photos to show good and or bad work. Low appreciation markets. That's gonna be like your West Side Savannah. I bought a house 923 West 42nd or 43rd. The guy I bought it for $35,000. The guy who I bought it from bought it for $35,000 in 1994. So almost 20 years apart, we bought it for the same amount. That being said, It rented for $800 a month. So that dude pulled over $120-some thousand out of it over that lifespan of that property that he owned it. Not bad. Low liquidity. So this is a big one. Say you've got medical expenses, say something happens or you need to move money quickly. You got 30 days to wait, or you call We Buy Ugly Houses or Tired Landlord and try to get somebody to buy it in 14 days, but maybe you got too much time into it. Maybe you pulled a mortgage off of it and you still owe, and you're just kind of stuck. So that's a problem with rental properties. Once again, no amount of work will fix a poorly purchased property. Buy right and you're set. Okay. Mobile home parks. We're gonna kind of go over some of the different things that we can do about these, or different types of properties. Serious cash, serious appreciation, awesome triple net lease if you rent the lots, not the trailers. That being said, know your business model. I don't mess with them. Know your standards, know your business. It's just not what I want to do. My grandma grew up in a trailer. I've got, not bad memories, it's fine, but I just don't need to go to the trailer park. Not my thing. My cousin, he's got a double wide on 30 acres. I go out there all the time, get enough of my mobile home stuff, I'm good. All right, single family. This is the big one. I love him. A lot of people hate on him, but they're great. Pros, easy acquisition. There's a ton of lawyers who know how to use this transaction. There's a ton of banks that know what's going on. The U.S. government has created an entire industry and then bought those mortgage brokers, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, to continue to push these things on you. Everybody wants one. Starter homes, vacation homes. There's so many different types, and a basic layman off the sidewalk can do it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Great lending rates. There's very few other places where you can go buy something and as your primary residence and get a interest rate in the 3s. That's insane. Comps are good. So when I say comps, that's how we value these things. They're is this home similar to the other home in the neighborhood? It's very easy to compare values. There's not a lot of mystery. If you come at me with like a tech startup and you're going to tell me it's going to change the world on this awesome idea, well, I don't really know. It's predicting the future. It's hard to tell. With this, it's like, oh, you're a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in the Montclair subdivision. Cool, great. 165 ARV, done. Very, very simple. Easy to rent. Once again, there's a lot of transients. There's a lot of people who just don't want to have a home ownership because they don't want to deal with the roof. They don't want to deal with the plumbing. They don't want to deal with all that other stuff. It's great. Cons, far apart from other units. Management is key. 1 unit, 1 return. Any vacancy is immediately negative cash flow. Think about that. Not big enough for vendors to care. This is, you're starting out, you got 1. Well, it's your baby. You put your hard-earned money down there. You did all this due diligence. You looked at 50 other properties before you found this one. And the HVAC guy's got 5 other jobs before yours. He doesn't care. And then he gets a call from me, who I paid him, $250,000 last year. He's gonna go to my house before he goes to your house. That's just, it's too small to care. That being said, that's thinking about vendors, making sure you get people that will do things right for you, and have the integrity to say, hey, look, hey, I understand your job's important. I've got XYZ going on, and then I'll get it. Having that communication's key. Well, I say to everybody, I don't care if you're late or not, just give me a text message, communicate. All right. Okay, yeah, we got some examples now. Kick ass. Single family rental. This is my favorite property. That's my favorite property. So, quick rundown. So 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,300 square foot, brick ranch style home. Purchase price, $4,500. I bought that on a credit card. Can you buy property on a credit card?
Oh, yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
No, in general.
No,
Can people?
Yeah.
Now.
Not unless it's cash advance, I guess.
There we go, cash advance. They give you checks with credit cards nowadays. So I wrote myself a check for $6,500 and then threw it in the bank and then wired the money to my lawyer. Awesome. And it was a 0% APR loan for like 18 months. Yeah. Rehab, $13,500. Miscellaneous expenses about $1,500. And then we got the property done, got the tenants in there. First night, I go camping. Awesome deal. It was like all said and done, like less than 60 days. And the plumbing backed up. I'm sitting on a campsite in the middle of nowhere. Thankfully, I've got cell signal and trying to coordinate plumbers. Of course, I only had 2 or 3 homes at this time. It's hard to get plumbers out there on a Saturday or Friday night at 9 p.m. So just FYI, make sure you test all the plumbing before you put tenants in there. But yeah, rental income, $850 a month. So
What's the cap rate? Ask everybody.
oh yeah, what's the cap rate on that? We got some math.
Shoot. Who can shout it out if you know it?
Oh wow.
Then nobody pulls out their calculator.
It's hard. All right, no worries. So we said earlier, investing 8% is great. So if the stock market is 8%. So we want to make sure that we beat the stock market. So what I like to see in my rentals is about 15% cap rate. So what's this one? Anybody got an answer?
What was your basis?
23.5. And then my rent is $850 a month.
It's about a 30 cap. Yeah. Factor in about $3,000 for expenses before you get to your NOI. Yeah.
All right, I can see something like that.
That's pretty good.
Yep, it's damn good. 0% financing costs. It's a 43% gross, I call it gross cap rate. It's a 40.4% cap rate. Freaking incredible. And it's got a new HVAC, it's got a new roof, new plumbing, new this, new that. It's all done. It's all set. The thing's rocking. And not only is it rocking, my tenant pays late every single month. That's actually $900 that I get on a regular basis. Man, Mr. Bonds is the man. All right, so you can actually read more in detail on this one. I actually did a post on Bigger Pockets on this one. So if you guys are in there, follow that one. Look me up. That's an awesome one. Like I said, it's my favorite deal. That's a home run. It never comes. They don't come that easy.
Can you go back for a second?
All right, yep. 910 Stanley Avenue.
Back real quick.
Oh.
He wants to take a picture. Anybody else want to take a picture?
Yeah, if you guys want to, I'll shoot you guys this PowerPoint slide or this deck at the end of it. Just where we can write down email addresses and I'll shoot it all to you. All right. Next. Cutie patootie. Oh my goodness! Look at that, $4,500. It was a trucker. He bought 3.
That's the one that you bought on the credit card?
Yeah. So this guy was a trucker. He had a truck. Everything was going great. Had another truck. Everything was going great. Bought a third truck. Everything went to shit. Like I said, needed liquidity. He bought this for $13,500 at an auction, and I bought it for $45,000 because he needed money because all his trucks were down. And if you're in the trucking business, if your trucks aren't running, you ain't making money. All right. Before renovations, we got some before and after pictures. We didn't do a whole lot. Paint, cleaned out some stuff. We actually re-grouted. That's actually grout stain. Nasty stuff. Wouldn't recommend. But before and after. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And multifamily. All right. Pros. Like I said, same mortgage basically as a single family. So if you buy something, maybe a house with a carriage house in the back, a duplex, a triplex, or a quadplex, you can wrap those with a VA. Use a VA loan, use an FHA loan. So this is the big one for VA, and this is also the big one for FHA. But really, VA is incredible. You can buy these things that don't really cash flow a whole lot, and in 30 years, when you're done and you're out and you're retired, and all your buddies are pissed off because the government is not increasing your retirement at the rate that you think it should increase, you will be seeing your rental properties pay themselves off and your rents continue to go up. And so my buddy Justin and I, we bought a big giant triplex, 5,400 square feet for $525,000 2 years ago, this January. And it is now worth $625,000. We've raised the rents by almost $1,300 for the entire unit. And so the thing cash flows, and it's got great acquisition. And we have, I don't know, maybe about $5,000 into the deal. It's crazy. This is some real wealth building. That being said, it took 2 years to get $100,000 in equity. That equity isn't money in my pocket. You can't come over here and be like, hey, Slides, I want 3 sliders, put on my equity. It doesn't work like that. So just FYI, that having that net worth is an important thing. All right, FHA, VA, conventional loans available. Multiple units can cover one mortgage, less risk. If you have a duplex, one tenant goes out, you're not out 100%. You may have to cover part of the mortgage, but it's not the entire mortgage. multiple units in one location, easier for checkups and vendors. So when your HVAC guys are coming in the fall and winter, the fall and springtime, which they should, to go lubricate your motors and check your capacitors, you want to be able to say, hey, yeah, just go to that one. You've got all 3 condensers right there, and they can just hop into their 3 things, boom, done. It's a lot less time. Cons, rental issues in certain markets, suburbs, the hood. So when I say that is, if you're trying to get military families, a lot of them don't like duplexes. A lot of them like a single family home. So realize who your tenants are. Are you comfortable renting out to college students? Are you comfortable renting out to bartenders? Are you comfortable renting out to people who can't afford nice stuff, aka in the hood? That maybe, like we got one on Jefferson Street, and I mean, is anybody familiar with Jefferson Street? Prostitutes, great. Anyways, yeah, one of my tenants, she's a single mom, and she's got like a 10-year-old kid, didn't even realize it. And and so it's just like, it breaks my heart, you know what I mean? But it's a nice duplex, but she's a single mom. I don't think she'd be raising her kid there, but nice place, got granite countertops, so I don't feel too bad. But understand, these are situations, Valuation is still based on comps, not forced appreciation. So this is good and bad, because I've got rental properties and duplexes that the valuation is incredible, but if you analyze the deal in a commercial or an income sense, it would be a lot less. So there's some pros and cons to it. Cons, no more cons. These are a sweet spot that even the US government wants you to invest in. Hey, they're gonna give you a bunch of money to invest in these things, do it. Example, this is one of my first or second deals. Yeah, one of my first or second deals as a buy and hold out of the Army. So quick rundown, is a 4.2 duplex, 1,800 square feet, it's a Victorian. Purchase price was $70K. Can't find anything over there for $70K anymore. If you find anything for $150 in the 30s, I will buy it. Just give me a call. Rehab, $55K. The expenses yearly, this was last year. So I just rounded up for the calculations, $2,700. When you get a good property manager and or good property manager software, then you can really I was like, I don't know how much my taxes are, and I just went to my property management software, ran the report, and boom, there. It's $2,623.93, accounting. So the total investment roughly is about $125. Rental income is $1,100 on each side or each unit, about $26,400 annual. So cap rate, about 18.7%. You're at about 21%. That's an awesome deal. So that's $125. I don't have a good picture of the front, but anyways, so with that one, that is, it was before, yeah. I didn't have one on the front. Caveat, if you guys are gonna do cool stuff, make sure you document it or get somebody around who takes photos or videos, because I'm terrible at that, I'm just a doer. And so this property, I had $125 into it. A year later, I refinanced it for, I got a valuation of $268,000, and I think I pulled like $65,000 out of that. So that's awesome. It's a cutie. Herringbone, little brick stuff. It's nothing great. Granite countertops, stainless steel appliances. Those are my rentals. Those are my consistent with rentals. Granite countertops, stainless steel appliances. It's like $300 more for stainless steel appliances. Oh my God, you're gonna get that. It's gonna raise your rents by $50, $200 a month. Do it every single time. Little bathrooms. This is 2016, so don't get mad or think my stuff's out of date. So with the bad accent tile. But it is what it is. We got the hardwood floors, we refinished. A lot of people are scared with rentals and the hardwood floors. I haven't had any problems with them. And that unit actually had a bunch of dogs. You see the plywood right there? That's actually October 2016. Matthew, what up? Great hurricane. So boarded up right before we finished it. Yeah, that's a little bit of stress. You finish a big old project and there's a hurricane coming. Great. Apartments. Force multiplier. This is huge. Like I said earlier, you can, with something like this, you can get into a situation where you are a player in a multiple, like a syndicated deal, and you may be able to lock up, 50, 100, 200, 300 unit properties. This will literally change your entire life and your financial situation. All the management is one place. A lot of times you get property managers that stay inside the hotel or the apartments themselves. Renovations are easy and formulaic. So just right now we've got, like I said, 12 projects going on, construction project. That's 12 different floor plans. That's 12 different layouts. That's 12 different kitchen designs. It's 12 different bathroom designs. I mean, it's incredible. Most of these big apartment complexes have 2, 3, maybe 4 layouts. So you may have 200 units that need to be slowly renovated, but you're really only doing 3 or 4 because that's it. You have layout A, layout B, layout C, and layout D. 4 problems, you solve those 4 problems, now your guys who go in there and do a day in, day out, they go, oh, it's layout A. You know, you call your supplier, we need X cabinets for this thing. You know exactly everything perfectly. It's a machine, a wealth-generating machine. Anyways, take some creativity and fun out of it. I'll do it later when I'm older and boring. All right. Renovations are easy formulaic. Appreciation is based on cap rate, not comps. So basically, if you've got a 200-unit apartment complex and with a paint job, new countertops, and you add $100 a month per unit, it's going to be based upon that increase in cash flow as opposed to what the apartment sold for down the road. It's a whole lot of stuff into it, and I didn't really want to go into it super deep while I was making this presentation. But understand that is a game changer. What do we call big apartment buildings? Wealth builders, game changers, yes. Understand, get pumped up. All right, cons. Big deals require big money. Who's got, well, anyways. To get big deals without big money, you need to bring more stuff to the table. Construction, credit, lenders, deal finding. If you have zero money and you go find a big giant apartment complex, people will pay you money for that. You will get roped into that. You will get big acquisition fees. It's no joke. Serious due diligence required, increased timeline. A lot of these deals are going to be 60, 90, 180-day contracts. Understand if this is your only hustle, do you have 6 months of runway to support yourself and your family while you're chasing this deal? Maybe, maybe not. Like I said, that 98 house deal that I had, it literally took 3 months out of my life. That being said, I had rentals and other flips to pay my bills while I was focused on this other task. Need money to burn for due diligence. 98 houses. Our closing costs were going to be like $20,000 or $30,000. I mean, just stupid amounts of money for these things. What do you want to get? You want an appraisal on all these things? You know, $400 a pop, maybe less. So let's go, you know, $200, $150 wholesale rate. That's a lot of money right there. So with these other big things, environmental studies. If you're going to do a roof inspection and you're going to go through every single unit. Oh yeah, if you're going to buy a 200-unit apartment complex, you need to go in every single unit. So that's your time, that's their time, that's the accountant's time, that's the bookkeeper's time, it's the property management's time. I mean, there's just a lot of money and a lot of different things that you got to think about when you're going into this. That being said, they're a game changer. Forced appreciation. Okay, so now you've got a rental property and it's awesome. Everything's going great. And you want to make more money. How do you make more money? Buy more rentals, duh. Number 2, improve your rentals. And so if you have a small rental and it's nothing crazy, maybe you inherited a property from your mom, maybe you PCS'd and you left, but you're like, you know what, I really wish it had, a pergola, or I wish it had a porch swing. You can do those sort of things and charge extra rent, and that's called forced appreciation. So landscaping, painting, granite countertops, stainless appliances, buy up neighbors' houses, smart renovations, vending machines. There we go. Laundry services. There's a slumlord in town, and what he does is he says, I will rent you this house, and for an extra $25 a month, I'll rent you the washer and dryer. Ooh, how much does a washer and dryer cost? Used. About $250 on Craigslist. Well, 10 months, he's got his money back. Security services. We put in some of our stuff, we put security cameras. So it costs us $50 a month. It seems to kind of help. I haven't caught anybody do anything. Pointed in the wrong direction every single time. ATMs, big units. That's something I'd really like to get into. If anybody knows anything about ATMs, let me know. All right, next. Brrr. My current favorite. Buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. Who's the seller of these properties? When I do it, I am the seller. Who's the buyer? Me, I'm the buyer. I'm refinancing it. forced appreciation. I take the bank's money, and there's no capital gains taxes. That's the one we missed on that one. Anyways, next. So this is my current example. We just did this in December of this year, last year. So it's a 6'4" duplex. I bought it as a 6'2", so 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom each side, 2,300 square foot, Victorian. Purchase price was $8,500. Rehab was about $150. It should have been $125. Contractors. Expenses about $3,000 a year. Once again, estimated. My total that I have into this thing is about $235. Haven't done my taxes yet, so about $235. Rental income $1,500 each unit, so $3,600 or $36,000 annually. So I don't know if anybody's been looking at baristas recently, but they make $36,000 a year on average at Starbucks. So this one property gives me a Starbucks barista's income, and I don't have to stand in line all chipper at 5 a.m. and serve people coffee. This is wealth building. This is financial freedom. A couple more of these, I'll be snowboarding 2021.
What's the cap rate?
Oh yeah, what's the cap rate?
I have a question. Wow.
Cap rate? 235 divided by 36.
Is there a seat up there?
Hmm?
15.3?
Roughly. I don't know, is it? Yes, 15.3, awesome. There we go, Lee. Yeah! Is this better than 8? Yes, awesome. So, beating the stock market. So, do we have, go next on this one. Do we not have those numbers? I think we pulled it wrong. Anyways, so, my mortgage for this, I think it's on a later slide, I'm sorry. It's my first time using this slide deck. We'll continue on. Next. Oh yeah, pumps me up. I like those sunglasses.
Nice.
It's just a piece of crap. $85,000 though. I walked it and I said, oh, what are you looking for? And he goes, 85. And I said, oh, all right, I need wiggle room. And he goes, we got 3 other people looking at it later today. And I said, cool, drop the documents, $85K. Just gross, nasty. So we had this professionally shot photos. I didn't pay anything for it. And when I say didn't pay anything, I paid it indirectly. So my other properties that I list with my realtor, I list a bunch of them with her. So when I said, hey, look, I need these photos taken because we're going to be throwing this in the rental, she goes, no problem, take my photographer, not a big issue.
What was the rehab cost?
It's about $150,000. It's a big rehab, but I didn't. That's not my money out of my pocket. I borrowed that money. It's a hard money loan, and then I also had a second position on that. So the hard money loan was like 10%. The second position was like 14% of $30K. So I had zero money in the deal, and then all the profit, the proceeds are mine. And then my realtor, not my realtor, but the bankers are happy, and my investor was happy when we refinanced. So here's the kicker. Here's the big one. This is next level. So I've got roughly $235,000 in the deal. A loan balance of $209,000. I know it says 207. It was 209. I refinanced the property for 70% loan to value. So when you have an investment mortgage, you're usually paying 20% down, and then so you have an 80% purchase value or loan to purchase value. So I'm at 70%. So if the market tanks 30%, which it won't, but if it does, God forbid, I'm still covered. I'm not underwater on my mortgage. So the property gets appraised for $425,000. That's incredible. Go Savannah. New loan amount of $297,000 at 6.5%. It's a 7-1 ARM. If you guys want to talk about that, it's got a prepayment penalty of the first 3 years. Probably won't deal with that. Net worth increase of $125,000. So now I'm now based